High School Sports Live, in partnership with ABC 27, is proud to present the Cumberland Valley Eagles and Central York Panthers. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsors, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening, everyone. I'm Todd McCall, along with Jerome Presley and Archie Smith Jr. Tonight's matchup, one that we've been expecting. Central York, they've got a little bit of revenge on mine. Last year lost 35-0, but they were a 20-point winner in week 0, whereas Cumberland Valley came off a big loss to Bishop McDevitt, things that we're not used to even talking about when we talk about Cumberland Valley in losses. But we have two players that we're profiling, first of all, both in quarterback positions, Cumberland Valley, Jerome.
Yeah, we'll talk about Jared Plessinger. He was a quarterback for Cumberland Valley last year, and he's very effective when the running game is going. They run a wing T offense, and when that running game gets up on the team, they're able to then throw the ball. The problem is last week they ran against a tough Bishop McDevitt team, and they did a good job defending the run, which forced Jared Plessinger to throw. A little bit different for them. They had a loss last week. On the other side for Central York, you have Cade Perbula. Cade Perbula comes from a quarterback pedigree. Tad Perbula, his father played at Shippensburg University, was a quarterback at Shippensburg High School, actually was my teammate when I first went to Shippensburg. So he has that pedigree, had an amazing game last week, 361 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and methodically took the ball downfield and put it in the end zone. So I think he will be called on to do the same thing today against Cumberland Valley.
We have a little bit of contrast, Archie Smith Jr., in both of these teams, Central York and Cumberland Valley. Cumberland Valley, old school is the best way to say it. When we're talking about football from the beginning, the wing T, you're talking about Central York, they put it up in the air. If you're Central York defensively, what are you telling your team right now to prepare for this Eagles offense?
I mean, we know what we're going to get. Cumberland Valley is coming downhill, downhill, downhill the whole game. They're not going to switch up anything. Cumberland Valley Eagles are who they are. They are the best wing team offense that I've seen run in a long time around here. So these guys are going to run that offense. And, I mean, if I'm Central York right now, I want to be stable, I want to be sound, and I want to be fundamentally, because the wing team do provide a lot of differences in your defense.
And when you're talking Central York, they're going to put the ball up in the air. It's run is a second thought. Pass is always the first thought. If you're Cumberland Valley, how you get this Central York team out of their rhythm and get them off the field?
Well, last week we did get a little warm-up against Bishop McDevitt coming in, and they're a passing team. Their offense kind of similar. So if I'm Central York right now, we kind of got a warm-up last week against a good high-octane offense between Bishop McDevitt and my DBs and my secondary. We know what we're up against this week, and we just want to come out, play everything fundamentally and sound, and let our game speak for itself.
Well, expect some fireworks here. Cumberland Valley on the road, Central York, kickoff right after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Welcome to Central York. Todd McCall, Jerome Presley, Archie Smith Jr. is down on the field in our very own Grace Grill with ABC. Welcome, High School Sports Live. Tonight, Cumberland Valley on the road here against Central York. Set to kick is Basil. Back to receive is Jack Hart and Mike Daliano, and this game is going to be underway. Jerome, Central York come off a 20-point victory, 20-plus victory. Cumberland Valley coming off a 20-point loss to Bishop McDevitt. We're not used to talking about that. Hart will take the ball over the 20-yard line, up to about the 25-yard line, and great coverage by Central York, and the game is on right now. This is what we want. Friday night, we expect this one to be a great matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last year, this was a lopsided victory for Cumberland Valley. Cumberland Valley got up on Central York with 3 interceptions. So turnovers hurt Central York early, and we know turnovers in a game can totally change your entire aspects of what you do in a game. So today, Central York definitely wants to kind of calm down those turnovers, and if they feel that if they can keep the turnovers down, they can be able to put points on Cumberland Valley, similar to what happened to McDevitt last week.
Well, Plessinger will have the ball in the 25, 1st and 10 with the wing T. Give is to Hart, left side. This is what they do. Hart across the 30-yard line. And this is exactly how Cumberland Valley last year beat Central York by the score of 35-0. And what Archie Smith Jr. reminds us as hurricane conditions. Archie, this game last year, you remember it very well, being one of those games where it's just hurricane had just passed through, wet, rain, and Cumberland Valley did everything they did on the running game, all the foot and the action of moving the ball down your throat. Give was on the right side. Get back to maybe the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. And there, as you see, Cumberland Valley right now, a little stall there. Central York, great defense on that left side. Tackle coming up, making that tackle, Jerome, was George Drivus.
And that's what you have to do for defense against the wing T. You have to come downhill, like Archie said, and more importantly, you want to tackle and get that penetration, and that's what you saw from Central York. Good penetration in the backfield, disrupt the running game for Cumberland Valley.
It'll be 3rd down and 4. Plessinger will go under center. He's going to put the ball up in the air, looks to throw it. It's incomplete, and you wonder if that hole by really one of the best receivers. We thought that Cumberland Valley had opportunities last year to put the ball up, but when you got the running game established and you're moving the ball, they don't have to put it up, but when they do sometimes, that's exactly what Central York's going to want them to do, put the ball up in the air and bring the pressure.
Well, again, I mean, Stone Hoffman, number 84, was wide open on the play, and Plessinger just overthrew the ball. So that would have been a 1st down, which would have kept the drive going for Cumberland Valley.
So they'll have to put it up. There is a flag, and that'll be a fair catch ball by Central York. They'll have an opportunity here with their first possession of this game. Mason Myers called a fair catch, and Central York will have the ball. It'll be spotted on the 31-yard line. I'm excited to see the aerial assault is the best way to describe what Central York does, putting the ball up in the air. Offensive line, great size this year. I mean, they come out and look very much the part. Big, solid offensive line. If they buy their quarterback time, we know you know more about his family from the perspective of having played with his father, but he is a Delaware recruit.
Yeah, Prabula is a Delaware recruit, which lets you know that he is a polished quarterback for him to go to Delaware. We know of Joe Flacco that played there, Super Bowl quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, and his dad was a quarterback at Shippensburg and then went on to become a wide receiver that was very good.
That went against Central York, giving Cumberland Valley the ball. And these are mistakes right from the get-go, Drum. You had mentioned you give Cumberland Valley second chances, they make you hurt in the swing T. Plessinger under center, 1st and 10, ball in the 46. Their second possession. Hart right side, grinding it across like they do, crossing the 50-yard line. And we know that's exactly what this offense loves to do. They got a second chance. Hart makes good, crossing the 50-yard line.
Well, again, the running game for Cumberland Valley can set up the passing game. One of the things that we've seen over the years is that they are not, we talk about the wing T a lot, but they do diversify their sets. They don't just sit in the wing T throughout the entire game. They're doing different things to sprinkle in a little bit of 2018 version of the wing T.
3 receivers to the left side, single back, single receiver on the right. Plessinger shotgun formation. He'll put it up. Stone Hoffman will catch across the 40-yard line, across the 38-yard line for a pickup of 12.
And there you go. You saw a quote-unquote wing T offense in a 3-receiver, 1 tight end set. with one running back in the backfield. So they've realized that Cumberland Valley coaches realize they're not just going to sit in a wing T. They have been doing this for years, coming out of it, going into more of a spread look, but then sometimes keeping some of the same run concepts of the wing T, but different formation.
I feel like we've called so many Cumberland Valley games together, Jerome. For right now, I'm beginning to think you might be an offensive coordinator for the Eagles as well as you know right now. Left side, Hart across the 30-yard line, and let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, we talked about this and what they do. They grind you 2 right up the gut, and then I catch you with that third down or that second down and long, and boom, right there, Hart breaks off another one.
I mean, you guys hit it right on the head, man. That penalty was big against Central York. I mean, they came out with good momentum, and that penalty kind of dampened the momentum that they had. But I'm with you guys, man. I like the different diversity that Cumberland Valley is showing out here, guys.
We want to welcome all the viewers for ABC 27, and sorry for the difficulty. There was some flooding in the issue, but you are here now. Cumberland Valley driving on their second possession. Give to Hart to Plessinger. And again, we welcome you to our telecast tonight. It's Friday Night Football, Central York, Cumberland Valley, and we've got one that we've been talking about for a while. It's 2nd and 7, ball on the 23-yard line. That's a 3-yard pickup again. When you look at 2 possessions, 7 plays in 2 possessions, and it's been all Hart, number 22, Jerome.
Definitely, and what you're seeing is they're getting chunks, 5, 6, 7 yards per carry. A little different from last week. They were averaging close to 3 yards per carry in less against Bishop McDevitt.
Plessinger, he's going to put it up in the air. Stone Hoffman, his favorite receiver, and Hoffman across the 12-yard line, and they got an opportunity. And here's the other thing that we've talked about through the years, and Archie, you can chime in on this as well. They really make it count when they're in a red zone. That's one thing Cumberland-Valley's always done. In the red zone, they're one of the most effective high school teams we've seen in the red zone, Archie.
Well, trying to counter that wing T, like me and Jerome said, man, that wing T poses a lot of eye candy for you. And if you're following one play, the fullback is going up the middle right here. And they're going to show you this right here with 4 downs going in the game right now, guys.
Always love both you guys, defense and offensive perspective. We talked about you both formerly being defensive players, but you also played offense too, and we got flags down. Yeah. So, Jerome and Archie, I apologize when the old man up here makes you one-dimensional, because you guys are not one-dimensional. You're more than good looks. You're offense and defense. I'm an offensive guy. I never liked to play defense. I just didn't like. You guys stunk a whole lot more in the offense. We were a lot more prettier than you guys in those days.
Well, I like what's going on, because I was a wing T quarterback coming up. So this is it's very interesting watching the wing T years later.
And I was recruited as a running back, turned receiver, and then moved to camp to defensive back.
Well, he had hands of stone. That's why he played defense. That's my buddy, Jerome Presley. 22, Hart up the middle, touchdown, Cumberland Valley. And that drive was a 7-play drive, and it was all Hart, 22 all the way. Hart scores.
Let me tell my hands.
15 out. 15 out. Hart just, I mean, the whole drum was just
good blocking on the play. Cumberland Valley did a lot of things on that drive that was good, I guess, aided by the penalty. But one of the things I will say is it's very big to keep an eye on. That tight end, Stone Hoffman, coming out of the backfield or coming out and getting into the route, he's moving the chains for Cumberland Valley.
Well, that cook is up and good by Tim Kissinger. And Cumberland Valley like that strikes early on a Hart 15 out, 7-play drive. Cumberland Valley up 7-0.
What were you thinking?
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, that was a 7-play drive, 46 yards. Cumberland Valley just showed the effectiveness. Now, this was set up, Archie. You even said something, and Jerome, you said something. This was set up by a penalty. Now, here, Central York got the stop they wanted, Jerome, but they gave the ball back to him, and I missed that penalty. Must have been gabbing a little too much. I missed that penalty in that last drive. I mean, very effective if you just look from the start.
It was very effective. Number one, they ran the ball, and they ran it well. You know, initially, Central York did a good job, but then Cumberland Valley got out, spread out the offense a little bit, hit the big tight end, and showed what he can do before giving the ball to number 22 up the gut. That's Jake Hart, who is showing that he can play. They're thinking, you know what? We licked our wounds last week. this is not going to be that game.
That was a 12-yard touchdown out of Hart. Cumberland Valley getting on the board. Coming across the 30-yard line, trying to say, we got something for you. Across the 40. He might go all the way. And they're going to put it on the Mason Myers, touchdown, Central York, just before you blinked. And I had missed what Myers did. He made one cut. Archie, you were on top of that. Archie Smith Jr. We'll go down to you on the field. Archie, you were on that. I missed what Myers did. He made one cut, went 80-plus, and it was really untouched.
Guys, as you can see in the replay, he has his teammate telling him to come back to the right side, and it was a wall setup. This was a real executed special team play, and like Jerome, no man, special team plays a lot in these games right here.
And so what we see on one side, we see Cumberland Valley grind it out, score a touchdown, and then we see a big play on a special teams play. And as a returner, whether you're a punt returner or a kick returner, your number one thing is to get north-south. You don't go east-west, you get north-south quick. One cut up the field, have blockers in front of him, touchdown.
He was untouched, 80-plus. Lester's kick was good, and we got more action. Football, 7-0, or 7-7, Cumberland Valley and Central York.
Chuck.
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Back 82 yards, and I mean, just a sensational play. You know, at a moment when you make a turnover, really, when you call that last penalty a turnover, Mason Myers had something to say about it. He's a junior, he's 5'8", 150 pounds, 82 yards, made a cutback all the way to the right, went untouched in the end zone. Central York 7, Cumberland Valley 7. And guys, I just want to say something to Archie and you both, Jerome. It's about time we get a good one. We wanted one of these.
Well, guys, when you have this type of electric down here on the field, I mean, these guys that's in this orange right now, me and Jerome was talking about these guys in the orange and the uniforms looking out. I mean, this kid made a play on the opening of the kickoff. He's been hyped on special teams since the game started, guys.
Mason Myers showed him what he can do, and the wall is set up, but we don't want to take anything away from some great blocks that was thrown on that 82-yard run. More importantly, a lot of guys that might not get a mention, but there were people putting bodies on people. Hart across the 30. Hart's got something to say, crossing the 40-yard line. Right now, special teams, we've got a lot of people they're going to need to, as Coach might say, as they come off the sideline, we need to step up and make a tackle.
Well, we're 7 minutes into the first quarter, and we still haven't seen the quarterback for Central York get on the field yet. Pabula hasn't even taken a snap, and we're at a 7-7 game. So, again, both of these teams, you know, you see Cumberland Valley throw the first punch. Central York comes back on special teams. They throw the second counter punch. And now we have a game here. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Well, we got a nice offensive line going against a good defensive line. Hoffman, Thomas, Wall, Smith, Hartzell, Mundus, Wandeling, Deliano, Madison, Hart, and Plessinger is the offense for Cumberland Valley. Plessinger straight up the middle on a keeper. Last play, 7 plays. Last drive, 7 plays, 47 yards. Resulted in a 12-yard touchdown by Hart. And Cumberland Valley will have their third possession of the game. That first possession stalled, but there was a penalty. They're going to go through. It appeared to be 3 and out and a punt, but there was a penalty against Central York, giving Cumberland Valley Eagles the ball. Second chances will kill you when you give Eagles the balls back. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. There was a 3-yard pickup by Plessinger. Plessinger back to pass, probably looking Hoffman's way. He's going to keep it. It's going to cross the 50-yard line. 45. It's a beautiful pickup by Plessinger. He just kind of read that hole open up.
And that's what Plessinger can do. He fades back. Initially, receivers are covered very well. Not a lot of pressure on him, and he takes off. And again, he is a quarterback that is very experienced. So you're able to throw the entire playbook at this offense because he's able to do so much. So you've seen Cumberland Valley, their main base set seems to be the double wings, but then they'll come out with the traditional wing T. They'll go to more of a one-back set shotgun formation. So we may need to stop talking about them as this wing T offense because because we don't see that as much because they do so many other things.
Give it to Hart. Hart crossing the 40-yard line, putting his head down to 38. And Hart will pick up 6 yards on that carry. I mean, he's got carries of 5, 3, 9, 12, 8, 2, and 12. Already starting to chalk up the yardage here early on. 4th play of this drive for Cumberland Valley. The ball will be on the 39-yard line.
And when this offense is ahead in the down and distance, that's when they really get at you.
Plessinger went under center. Give to Hart, and nothing to do there on the right side. Coming up and making a fine tackle is Reed Hirschner. He's a tight end defensive end. He's 200 pounds. He's 6'3". He's a senior coming up to make the play. And I know our defensive guys right here got excited about that play. Jerome and Archie, that's exactly what Central York's going to do. They got to stay home. They got to play fundamental defense, and that was a good tackle.
Well, again, you know, you want to get penetration as well, and it's controlled penetration. So many times with the wing T offense, or even if you do different sets in the concepts, you still have guards pulling, and you have to stay true to that, making sure that you read the guards to the play.
Plessinger under center with the longer snap. Give was to Deliano. They'll go a different back. Hart Deliano will share the carries.
And it looks like we're going to have a penalty on the play. It may have been face mask, and it looks like it will be against Central York.
Man, that's 2 penalties against Central York. 2 penalties for 30 yards already, and that was the difference in that second drive, giving Cumberland Valley a second chance. So it'll be 1st and 10, the ball on the 22-yard line for Cumberland Valley. 6th play of this second full possession. 3rd, correct me.
And again, we still have not seen the Central York offense on the field yet this game.
And Archie, we talked about this, Archie Smith Jr., about how do you keep this team. So your defense are playing this many plays. Now they've been on the field for 13, 20 straight plays other than that special teams 82-yard touchdown. So that's a lot of plays already out of your defense.
I agree.
Give Deliano crossing the 20-yard line, back in the red zone.
And tackle by number 22, George Drive is, and I'll tell you what, the one thing about that score, first of all, you want that. You want your special teams to score. But what it did was it put your defense back on the field again. And now we have another long drive coming right at them. This really begins to take its toll later in the game. It's a little cooler this evening compared to last week. Yeah. But still, this takes a toll on your defense. Now, Central York does have a lot of players on the team. I don't know how they're going to use them all, though.
It is 2nd and 7, ball on the 19-yard line for the Eagles. Plessinger under center. Well, we got whistles, and there's going to be a timeout. Cumberland Valley's going to take a timeout. And we'll be right back after these messages on ABC 27 High School Sports Live. Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction. Back, let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, 3 possessions for Cumberland Valley resulted in a 12-yard touchdown by Hart. They've been on the field 18, make it 19 plays straight, other than that 82-yard return. How does that take that toll on the defense, and how are they going to find a way to get out of this?
I mean, we had 2 third down blunders. If you can see, the first 4th down we turned into a penalty and got a first down for Cumberland Valley. Now you can see a 3rd down and 9 got a 15-yard face mask, and now Cumberland Valley is in the red zone.
All right. Thanks, Arch. 2nd and 7, Plessinger under center, 2 backs. Deliano and Hart. Play action and coming through the middle, making a great play. The linebacker, Will Van Dyke, He's 195-10 senior. Van Dyke's he's a strong linebacker. That was a great play.
And that's what you need to do. When Cumberland Valley wants to pass, you have to get pressure on Plessinger and get him down to the ground. And that puts them in a bad down and distance for them. Now they're in, a long yardage to go, 3rd and long. So in 3rd and long, there's not too many things to do. You may see Central York blitz, send some guys or play coverage.
Ball on the 25-yard line. Plessinger went backwards, lost there. Plessinger under center, rolling right. Looking downfield, it's going to go to intended receiver. I couldn't see the receiver's number from here.
It looks like it's Anthony Fry. And again, one of the things about this offense is you're seeing the tight ends being very active in the passing game. And what you saw was a full house wing T offense, but then they got those tight ends into the route. And that would have been a touchdown. I mean, tight end was open. Fry was open, wide open. All he needed to do was pull it in, couldn't pull it in. This brings up a kicking situation for Cumberland Valley.
So Tim Kissinger in. Plessinger with the hold. The ball is up through the uprights. It's no good. So, the ball had plenty. It had plenty on his foot. Yeah. Kissinger's foot had plenty, but it's no good. So Central York dodges a bullet and gets a break.
That's what they needed to do, was get off the field. They have to get that defense off the field. And now for the first time, we're 2:51 in the first quarter, and now we're seeing the Central York offense on the field. So again, 7-7. This offense needs to put together a drive to get that defense fresh so that they can get some water, get some coaching, get some rest, and then get back on the field and get ready to play.
That was a 42-yard attempt by Kissinger. Will be no good. First down and 10, the ball on the 20-yard line. First possession for Central York. Brula, the quarterback, going to Delaware. Has got twin receivers left, twin right, single back. He's going to keep it running left side. He's going to cross the 30 and be pushed out of the bounds across the 32-yard line.
And again, the spread offense, what you do is many times you put one of your best athletes, you make him a quarterback. In this case, he is a quarterback first, and he's a good athlete as well, and he showed you that he can run and get the first down when it's wide open. Cumberland Valley's defense has to be able to stop the big play against Central York. Central York is going to throw the ball, and they're going to spread you out.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 31. Rolling to his right, and he'll just be swarmed. Coming up to make the tackle was Anthony Fry for Cumberland Valley.
And that's a sack for Fry, getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback. That's what you need to do. Get pressure on a good quarterback. So take him off his secondary read. Once he's able to survey the field, he's going to find somebody to throw to. So you want to get to him before he doesn't even get a chance to get through his progressions.
They're going to really open it up. They're going to go trip receivers to the right, a single receiver. So we've got a quad set of receivers. And Hunter Warner is the lone back behind Pravula. Shotgun. Pravula give to Warner. Warner right side, not much there. Cumberland Valley defense on the left side, holding well. Coming up to make the initial tackle is Dante Rogan with some help.
So again, this Cumberland Valley defense is being very stout at the line of scrimmage. That front is really doing a good job against the run, but also in the passing game.
It'll be 3rd and 13 from the 28. Getting the play from the sideline is the Panthers. 1:26 to play here in the first quarter. Brula with some time, give him time, he's dangerous. Big arm, and it completes a pass to one of his favorite receivers. That's Lawrence, 175-11, the senior. And now he made that look absolutely easy.
Yeah, and I think that's number 11, Taylor Wright Rawls.
Oh, Rawls, excuse me. That's Taylor Wright Rawls.
Did you see the ball, how it came off of Pabula's hands? I mean, that was just a beauty. Broken coverage in the secondary for Cumberland Valley, and this is one of the areas that they want to tighten up coming off of last week's game. $32-yard pickup. Give to Warner left side.
Now, Central York getting in rhythm. We know last week they really polished West York, and it had a lot to do with the arm of Fabiola. You see with that throw why he's a Delaware recruit. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, when this kid's got time, he stands up in that pocket. He's classic of what Delaware looks for in a recruit. Man, you give him time, he will be absolutely dangerous.
It's one thing that they say when you're in NFL Combine, when they were scouting quarterbacks. There's one thing that they say that they can spin it. This kid, he can spin it, guys.
Give to Warner. Warner right side. Big old hole. Cross the 30-yard line. 25 down. At the 20, still on his feet. 18-yard line. 20-yard pickup. And Central York's now moving. I think this is what we expected, Jerome.
Well, this offense, it's showing what it can do. And you see from the passing game and how good they throw the ball, they're able to spread you out. You have to respect the passing game, which then puts limited guys in the box. So you can pop big run plays on any team because you can do that.
In the red zone for Central York, 8-play drive. That's a 20-yard pickup by Warner. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We're knotted up 7-7. Central York driving from the 18-yard line. More to come back here on ABC 27.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Welcome back. Central York driving 1st and 10. They've got them a nice little smooth drive going, 8 plays in this drive. Capped off really by a big pass play connection from Fabiola to Wright Rawls, his receiver, and then a big pickup, a 20-yard pickup by Warner, and that sets him up at the 18-yard line. We've got an interesting kind of story going on here. Josh Oswald, the head football coach, the head football coach at Central York, Shippensburg graduate, played football there, but in 01, actually 01 and 03, he played on district championship teams at Cumberland Valley, was a line coach there, so it's kind of the storyline is that he's playing his alma mater with his Central York team. Fabiola crossing the 15-yard line will be knocked out of bounds. He'll pick up 3. So 9th play of this drive, 2nd down and 8, ball on the 16-yard line. Central York looking to take the lead here in this possession.
And I'll tell you what, one of the things that is impressing me nowadays is the quarterback play at the high school level across the nation. There are more quarterbacks that are prepared for college at younger ages than we've seen ever. And those quarterbacks in college are more prepared for the pros. We're seeing more pro quarterbacks coming in and having success early as well. And I think a lot of that is because of the teaching that is happening and what's happening at the high school level. So you're teaching quarterbacks at younger ages the concepts of the passing game, the timing routes, how to throw the ball, and not throwing it off your back foot, good footwork, so they're polished. And you're seeing a polished quarterback today in Fabiola.
Well, Brendan Harris on the carry for a yard. The ball will be 3rd and 7, ball on the 15-yard line of Cumberland Valley for Central York. Central York give to Warner. Warner right side. Not a whole lot. Got back to about the line of scrimmage. So it's 4th down. They're going to bring Basil on. Kicker. It'll be a 32-yard attempt. Cabrillo will have the hold. So 32 yards out. We've seen both kicking teams come out. Vasilla 32 away. Hold down. Up. It is wide right. It'll be no good. And Cumberland Valley will take the ball over. Now, both kickers have had plenty of foot on this. So yeah, just gone right away.
Right, the foot's there. I think, again, hats off to both defenses. They're giving up a lot of big plays in between the 20s, but then when you get close to the red zone, they're doing a good job of really, staying in and making sure that, they get a fourth down and a punt. So, again, good job by these defenses in the first quarter, going into the second quarter.
Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by OSS Health, Giant Foods, and Capital Region Insurance. First down and 10, ball on the 20-yard line for Plessinger. Plessinger given. Delagnio across the 30-yard line. Actually, we got another back in. I thought it was Delagnio. I saw the numbers from where we are, but that's Connor Madison for Cumberland Valley, the fullback. They'll give that fullback an opportunity too, and he busts open with his first carry. It'll be first and 10, ball on the 32-yard line.
When this offense is able to run the fullback like that consistently, that's when it's the most dangerous, because at that point everything feeds off of that fullback's ability to get upfield.
Give to Hart. Hart's going to fumble. It's going to pick it back up. He's lucky. No, the ball's on the ground, and it's going to be a Central York ball. That ball popped out twice. I thought Hart recovered it. Central York is going to take the first turnover of this game and be in great field position. And that is not like Hart to fumble. Archie Smith Jr., very rare do we see that kid make a mistake like that.
I mean, he was holding, he was running the corner real hard. As you can see, the defensive end grabbed his right end hand, and that's when the ball bobbled, and then on the impact going to the ground, the ball came out again, guys.
And you see from running, he's trying to get outside. He has one hand, he's trying to break a tackle, and it looks like the defender pushed the ball out. I didn't get the number, but again, that ball security is very important. He's not a big fumbler. He knows it's a mistake. He wants to make sure it doesn't happen again.
22 drive us on the fumble recovery. The ball will be on the 34-yard line, first and 10 for Central York in their second possession. That 10 plays resulted in a 32-yard miss. They'll get the ball back right away. Cabrillo wants to take a chance with trips receivers and a single receiver to his right. Single back is Warner. Cabrillo will keep it. Pulls it out of the belly. Crosses the 30-yard line. Crosses the 25.
And I tell you, Cabrillo is showing you that he can run the ball. He's 5'11", or sorry about that, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. A good size for a quarterback. Going to Delaware, he's showing that he can run the ball, he can pass the ball. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if is a read play where he's reading the defense, and if he has the better count number on that side, he's going to take off. And you see it almost was a planned run, because you saw the running back immediately go in the block to help him out.
Shotgun formation, twin receivers to his left. He'll put one in motion. He's going to pass with time, going to roll left. Actually, didn't no time. And coming up making a beautiful play for Cumberland Valley is number 58. That is Wyatt Claypool. Wyatt Claypool, he's 6'2". He's 217 pounds. And Claypool made a great play.
And that's the second sack for Cumberland Valley. So they're getting after it on the defensive side, and that's exactly what you want. You want to make sure that you don't give a really good quarterback tons of time back there to survey your defense. You get to him, and that's the second sack for Cumberland Valley.
So it'll be 3rd and 9. Out of that shotgun, he'll look over, find the play. He's got twin receivers to his left, single to his right. Back to pass, steps up in the pocket, firing down the field, has a receiver. It'll be incomplete. Man, that ball was thrown, laid it out there perfectly, just a little bit overthrown to Mason Myers. Or excuse me, that is Wrights Rawls, Taylor Wrights Rawls, the 175, 6'2" sophomore. And he'll air it out.
And again, Rawls had the step. It was just a little overthrown, but that would have been 6, or opportunity for 6 if it would have been a little bit closer to him. So again, you're seeing Central York will go downfield, and they think that they can test this Cumberland Valley defense if the quarterback has time.
It'll be 4th and 9. They're going to go for it. Ball on the 33-yard line. and Central York's going to take an opportunity to talk about it. I thought Coach Oswalt might want to get his team over. We'll be right back with more on ABC 27 after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Well, welcome back to Central York. 7-7, the fourth down and 9 ball on the 33-yard line for Central York. They wanted to take an opportunity to talk about it. Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out for Team Pennsylvania and Advanced Hoops boys and girls AAU teams. Now, Advanced Hoops is a leader in AAU basketball in Central PA. Tryouts for spring teams are on October 27th. For more information, go to www.advancedhoops.com. 4th and 9, big play, 33 from the 33, 8:39 to play. Shotgun formation, single receiver left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. And it's an actually, it's incomplete. Now, Central York thought he was in. Archie, you were right there on the play. Was he in? Did he get one in?
No, guys, this was an excellent call by the referee right here. I mean, he was spot on, just like I was spot on. The receiver got both of his feet on the white line. I thought it was a good catch and good effort, but unfortunately, feet was on the line, guys.
Oh, he got that one down.
Yeah, the left one. I think he got the left one down.
Man, I tell you what, that left foot, Arch, you should see it up here. I know you don't have an opportunity to see the screen, but that absolutely was a kid. That was Fabiola to his brother Bo. He's number 5, 185, 6'2". He's only a freshman. That was brother to a freshman there. Cumberland Valley get the ball back. They took over on downs. 1st and 10. Ball will be on the 33. And there's flags all over the field. Plessinger will fire down. That pass is complete at the 45. Although I don't know was there movement? Just trying to get everything together here. Logan Ramper caught that play, but appears it may be coming back. Archie Smith Jr., I don't know. You got a maybe bigger view of the line. It will go against Cumberland Valley.
We had a double shift. If you can see, both of the running backs are moving at the same time, which caused them to a double shift, and there was a nullified on that play.
Thank you. First down and 15 for Cumberland Valley. This is their 5th possession of the first half. Last one resulted in a fumble and gave Central York an opportunity, but they could not capitalize. Stone Hoffman coming up and make the tackle. That's Deliano on the carry.
And Sarah goes on the tackle. And again, you know, both of these offenses are able to move the ball, and then the defenses tighten up as we get into the red zone to get close. So now it's Cumberland Valley's turn to see if they can move the ball. 7:45 in the second quarter. So again, it's been a good game so far. Both teams are throwing shots at each other, and both defenses are responding.
Well, coming right up at halftime, our Jack Jim Bavo halftime report. Also staying around in the third quarter, we're going to have a 40-inch TV given away if you can make a 40-yard touchdown. Passing, or field goal, passing complete to Hart. We'll also have our Highmark halftime stats coming up, all at halftime. Archie, Jerome in the box. 3rd down and 14, the ball is on the 29-yard line.
And that's the second or third throw we've seen from Plessinger that's been a little high when you had guys wide open with an opportunity to get close to a first down. So again, you know, their timing seems to be a little bit off on some of these pass plays.
3rd and 14, momentum did shift in favor of the Panthers. Cumberland Valley, when they're backed up, it makes it a little difficult. And that's going to look like it's going to be movement on the left side of Cumberland Valley's offensive line. Now they're looking and pleading that they did nothing. Well, there'll be a timeout for Cumberland Valley. They want to talk about it. We'll be right back on ABC 27 after these messages.
the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Statler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family...
Waiting for the play. Patiently are the Panthers. And they're going to need to call a timeout here with 4:06 to play. And we'll take one ourselves. We'll be right back with more on ABC 27.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
High School Sports Live is proud to partner with Mazzetti & Sullivan, a provider of substance use and mental health counseling services for teens and adults at 4 convenient locations across Central PA since 1983. Visit them at MazzettiandSullivan.com or call 1-800-809-2925. That's Mazzetti & Sullivan. We listen, we help. Stay tuned for our halftime report with Grace Grill. We'll have an opportunity to talk to Josh Oswalt. Shotgun formation, Pabula back to pass with time. Going to step up in the pocket. Oh, he finds a way to get out of that, but he doesn't. Holding on. And he's making plays tonight, number 90, Anthony Fye. Jerome, I mean, Anthony Fye is another guy, number 90, that is getting pursued.
Yeah, a tight end that play on offense plays defensive end. And that time, it was a coverage sack. There was good coverage on the back end. Cumberland Valley is getting a lot of pressure with 4 guys. They're not blitzing a lot, so that means they have full complement of coverage in the back end, and that's making it, and they have to do that to kind of keep this passing game at bay. But because of the fact they're getting pressure, that's making things a lot easier on your secondary.
Pabula will be backed up a little. Going over the line. Oh, he had a receiver open. And, I mean, he fired that. Cornelius was his intended receiver. It's incomplete. And they'll have to bring the punting game on, and Cumberland Valley get the ball back here with 3:19 to play, and we got a tight game, 7-7.
And I'll tell you, that was a good defensive series for Cumberland Valley. A lot of pressure on the quarterback, tackled well, able to keep this Central York offense out of the end zone. So, again, one of the things, that defensive line is getting pressure with 4. And that's something that Central York's going to have to find out what's going on. Usually when you have just 4 guys, that's a man-on-man. You're just getting beat. So, you got to figure out what you're doing there to try to shore up that offensive line.
Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, right now, you got to give a nod to Cumberland Valley defense. 3 possessions, and Central York's come away really with nothing, even inside the red zone.
Guys, their defensive line is causing trouble up front. I mean, right now, as a defensive coordinator, I am happy with my defense because the defensive line is causing pressure, and my linebackers and my DBs are able to focus on the pass, guys. When you have that type of combination, you have a winning pedigree.
Providing our analyst is Archie Smith Jr. Grace Grill will have an interview at halftime with Coach Oswalt. We'll have our Highmark halftime reports on our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Coming up, left side, Deliano gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not much there.
And there you're seeing that Central York defense tighten up too. And again, we talk about pressure. There's different ways to get pressure. One way is to send extra guys and have guys unaccounted for. Another way is you send 4, but you have them stunt. You have them do different things to shift. And then they're just trained. You train them on how to get off blocks. So what you're seeing from Cumberland Valley, they're rushing 4 guys and they're able to get there. So on the other side, Central York, this defense is actually stout too. They're putting a lot of guys in the box to stop the running game.
Ball on the 44-yard line. Plessinger back to pass. Has a wide open receiver. If he hits him, he might go all the way. Overthrew him. And that's just timing. There's not much to say. He was wide open.
Yeah, that's the 3rd or 4th play that we've seen where a Cumberland Valley receiver was wide open and this time wasn't able. And this is where you see from the wing position, number 23, Maximus is out open, wide open, able to get, open, get upfield, and the ball's just overthrown.
4th and 3, they'll have to punt.
Good coverage by Cumberland Valley. They did not want to give Myers an opportunity. Mason Myers already has an 82-yard return.
And Eli Somerville, good kick coverage on that play, gets down and makes a good tackle. So now we have Central York gets the ball back. Let's see, because my thinking is the offensive line was over on the sidelines. Those that don't go both ways, where they're talking about what do they need to do to kind of get this offensive line shored up. And let's see if they can adjust to what Cumberland Valley is doing up front.
Well, Cumberland Valley had 5 possessions so far in the first half here. 4th possession for Central York. Time of possessions in favor of Cumberland Valley with the ball. Tabula, shotgun formation from the 29. Tabula's going to keep it across the 30-yard line and be knocked out around the 35-yard line.
And again, that's just a design run play by Babula to get outside. You count the numbers, and it looks like they're trying to outnumber Cumberland Valley on that left side. So that Babula sees it, he reads it, and then he gets upfield and tries to get as much yardage as he can.
So it'll be 2nd and 5. Ball on the 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. That ball be tipped at the line. That was Stone Hoffman, got his left hand on it, knocked it down. And he's just all over the place. You can't hardly even throw over 84. Big old, maybe the name Stone. How about just add a wall to it?
Well, he's 6'2", 225, has a little bit of height to him, gets his arms up, and that's what you want to do for a defensive lineman. When you get your arms up. If you can't get to the quarterback, you get your arms up, try to time it and bat it down, and that's exactly what he did.
All right, 3rd and 5. Ball on the 34-yard line. 1:43 to play. Shotgun formation. Single receiver left, far right. Babula, who can sling it. Looking downfield, firing. It'll be complete across the 30. Across the 20, down to 10. 5. Touchdown, Central York. This kid can sling it. Taylor Wright's walls he hooks up with.
Now, here's the big thing, Todd. The one thing he got was he got protection. And when he has protection, that's when he is dangerous. You see the ball, it fires off his hands. That ball was dead on the money in front of 2 defenders. Only his receiver can get it. That's what you get from Babula when he gets time.
Well, that was a 66-yard hookup to Wright's touchdown. The young man can sling it. Absolutely, he'll have the hold for Basil. Snap, penalties down. Cumberland Valley looked like they jumped, and my goodness, time. That kid, pro-style wise, I mean, he's got, when we say next level skills, next level.
Well, I won't go that far yet.
Well, sir,
but I
he
will
can
say
sling it.
He can sling it. I agree with you on that. He can sling it. I mean, you know, he has to go to where he's going and do the same thing there before we can talk the next level. But I'll tell you what, this kid potentially has a very, very bright future and definitely one of the more polished quarterbacks we've seen at the high school level.
Right. And, you know, Jerome, we agree to disagree on things. I just think we've been together now. We're starting to sound like a bad talk show. 14-7. Central York over Cumberland Valley. We'll have more on ABC 27. 66 yards away.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Last drive. I mean, it's the talent of this man, Babula. With his legs, he'll do things to hurt you. And then this, 66 yards away, hooking up to one of his favorite receivers, Taylor Wright-Rawls, 66 yards, and just threw the ball on the money. Coverage-wise, I'll go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. I don't know. He was so wide open. I don't know what happened, if there was just some miscommunication on the defensive side, Arch, but that was a 66-yard hookup with a talented arm.
Well, as you can see, he was getting single side back on the coverage back here, and he just dropped like Trent Differ will say on ESPN, he just dropped a dime on the middle of the field right there between the cornerback and the safety, and he hit the receiver while he still was in running, guys. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely, and that's what you see. He was not wide open. There were 2 guys right there. That was a quarterback play. quarterback put the ball where only the receiver can get it. Perfect throw.
I believe the good Lord blesses with talent, and that arm is a blessing. You can tell the whole Trabula family, if you get a chance to talk to them, that that's a blessing on that throw. And I think the Blue Hens are going to really benefit from a kid like him. I think they got a great recruit. There's a lot of guys on the field tonight going to really play at the college level on both sides. We're seeing some very impressive players, but that's the way Pennsylvania football is, and that's why we love to do what we do on Friday nights. Plessinger under center, 1st and 10, ball in 19, 1:26 to play here in the half. Give to Hart, right side, pressing, pushing, and man, that's just an orange wall now. The Central York defense starting to tighten up a bit.
Yeah. And think about it, Todd. I mean, how many years you've heard people talk about the York leagues and how it may be underneath the shadow of the Mid-Penn. These guys have a chip on their shoulder. And sometimes you have that pedigree of coaches that have coached in both. So they're bringing all that with them. And I'll tell you what, these kids for Central York are coming out, and they're trying to make a statement. They know what happened last year. You know, they know how bad it was to go to Cumberland Valley and lose 35-0. They don't want that to happen again. You could tell they worked in the offseason. Pabula's a different quarterback than he was 3 interceptions last year. I'll tell you that.
2nd and 8. Ball on the 21-yard line. Hart just grinding away like he does, crossing the 35-yard line, the 36-yard line, and he flops the ball down. Going to be a little bit of hurry up, 38.5 here. Ball on the 35-yard line. That was a big hole, opened up. Now that offensive line, they understand fundamentally how to block. Cumberland Valley does such an effective job. It's a big fullback in now, alongside with Hart. Hart's going to get it left side. Hart across the 40. Almost leaped over a guy, across the 45, 44.
Unlike other offenses, the wing T is not predicated on having a huge offensive line. They need guys that can move. So what happens is they get into the defense very quickly. So their goal is not to hold their blocks, but get in there quickly so the back can get by them.
Going to go Hart, or DeLeon, right side, crossing the 45, cross the 40, the 30, down to the 20. Just shy of the 10-yard line, big pickup. Archie, if you blink, Cumberland Valley comes right back at you again and just drive, boom, 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 3 plays, another 30-plus just like that.
I like the coach for Cumberland Valley right now, believing in his system, not thinking that I got 38 seconds and I got to air the ball out going down the field. They stay with what they've been doing, and you see the power runs have carried them down the field, guys.
And that's just poor tackling as well. I mean, Central York, 4 different players. Ultimately, 5 players had a shot at making the tackle. The last one finally did. You got to make that play. You got to hit and wrap, take him down.
1st and 10, ball on the 14. Plessinger's going to roll left. There's really no one there. And he's going to drop the ball. He's going to fumble it. It's going to be picked up by Central York. And I mean, I cannot tell you, when we have been talking about a team that had 2 major turnovers on big drives, as Cumberland Valley has tonight, he rolled to the left side, and Jerome, there was no one there.
And just good pressure by Hirschner, just getting upfield, get to the ball, get to the quarterback, make a hit and make a play. And there you go. Central York slams the door on Cumberland Valley's opportunity to score and negates the drive. Just a good play, good effort on the Central York defense.
Reed Hirschner makes a great play. And Archie, how many times as a coach, you're still in coaching as well, how many times you look at your players and you say to them, you look at their helmets as you grab the face mask and say, somebody make a play. Now that is a big play.
Well, I have to come to the defense of Plessinger on that. Being a wing T quarterback, you rely on the naked boot. But to the defense of Central York, he stayed at home and was able to make a big play.
Well, there is just under 0.3 on the clock. We'll be right back. 14-7, Central York with the ball.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, welcome back. Central York 14-7. Cumberland Valley was knocking on the door, had the ball on the 14-yard line after big pickups. And there's Coach Oswald there. He's very fired up. Got some things to talk to about his team. they get a big turnover when you needed it. I mean, Cumberland Valley was in the red zone knocking on the door. Central York up 14-7. It looked like they'd probably go in to tie it before half. But Central York will have the ball. They're going to air it out one time. They're going to go just a smart play, safe play. They'll go to Cornelius. Cornelius might break it, crossing the 40-yard line. They've got big playmakers over here. That's going to be halftime. Central York 14-7. And Jerome, I kind of like the call, but there is a flag, so let's see what this call is.
Looks like a legal block in the back, but that'll end the half. But again, I think, you said it. This Central York team, they're not afraid of this Cumberland Valley team, and they came out and made a statement in the first half.
It was absolutely a statement. I mean, their home crowd is extremely excited, the Panther crowd, for good reason. They're up 14-7. Like we said, Cumberland Valley had the ball on the 14-yard line. They controlled possession, but you got a big arm for Beulah. You got some big plays. Let's go down to Grace Grill. She's standing by with Coach Oswald on the sideline. Let's go down to Grace Grill. Grace?
Coach, this has been a battle of the defenses tonight. Talk about, you saw the fumble here. Talk about your defensive effort right now.
The guys they're playing. I mean, we worked hard all week. It's been a hot week, but we had a mentality that we wanted to grind it out all week and work through the heat. These guys have been with me all summer, and this is an offense that wants to run you over, and we're not about to let that happen.
And your offense didn't see the field until about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Talk about their ability to respond.
I mean, we just had to stay loose, trust in the system. That kickoff return was great. We always want to score points, but not getting on the field until the end of the first quarter is a little bit tough. But I love the fact that we were able to drive the ball. Just a couple things. We left some points off the board this first half, so we just need to get after the second half and finish the drives.
All right, thanks, Coach.
No, thank you, Grace. That's Coach Josh Oswald in his third season, 14-7. We'll come back with our Jack Giambavo and our Highmark halftime stats. We'll have Archie and Jerome will join us for halftime coverage.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local.
Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Every day, we pride ourselves.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambavo halftime report. Alongside me is Jerome Presley and Archie Smith Jr. Guys, we've been waiting for that highly contested game, big play game, the game where every possession's counting. I mean, not that it doesn't every other week, but this matchup was intriguing from the get-go. Yeah. So, Jerome, I'll go to you first. It's not that Cumberland Valley's done things bad, but two big fumbles.
has been a difference in this first half?
Well, that's one of the differences. The other one is not being able to capitalize on several plays that could have been big plays. There were 3 to 4 different times where Plessinger overthrew his receivers.
Right.
And in 3 of those times, they were wide open.
Right.
One was possible a big play touchdown opportunity, and the others were moving the chains that could have kept the drive alive. So those are big problems that Cumberland Valley has on one end, the turnovers, but on the other end, not being able to capitalize on big play opportunities when they had them.
And Archie, I was impressed by the gunslinging. Like I said, he cowboyed up, he stepped up. Prabula has an arm with time. He is absolutely dangerous.
I mean, if you can see right now, with the last play right there, like Jerome, you hit on the head. When you get a dangerous quarterback, a guy who can spin it, a guy who can throw it, any pass, I mean, he can complete the short pass. You see how accurate, you know how hard it is to be accurate on the deep pass? I mean, this guy is accurate on deep passes, but if you give him time, he's able to burn you. He's able to burn you deep. But Cumberland Valley, I think they go in, I think they settle down and try to find a way to keep pressure on this kid.
And Jerome, the last question I have for you is we've seen Cumberland Valley down before at half,
right,
and then come out and absolutely, and Archie, you've seen it too, absolutely dominate the second half,
right,
with their running game. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I think that's the bread and butter of Cumberland Valley's offense is their ability to run the ball. If they can run the ball very well, it sets up the passing game. But again, I think we're kind of done with that wing T mantra, because the truth of the matter is they're a very diversified team. That offense is no longer stuck in just the wing T of the days of old. They will open it up. If they can hit on these big play opportunities that they have missed on, we could have a different game here. So I know they want to come back and try to capitalize on those plays. And on Central York side, they have to offensively continue what they're doing. They have maybe one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen. You're talking about a live arm. This guy has no wasted motion when he throws the ball. Right. That is very difficult to have for a quarterback, especially at the high school level, because the ball just comes right out of his hands quickly, right to his receivers, and he has weapons.
Right. He throws it 60 yards without any problems. But we're going to look at highlights in our first half, and it started off with 12 yards out on an 8-play drive by Hart, 12 yards out for Cumberland Valley. And this right here, Myers goes 82 yards. He cuts back. As you said, Archie Smith, he asked his team told him, come this side. He went down the sidelines, untouched, big play. And Central York did not even get the ball until about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hart gets it back, starts doing his thing, fumbles, but it comes out twice. Big recovery by Central York, setting them up. They couldn't capitalize. They got the ball back again, 66 yards away. What a beautiful hookup. And that is what he can do. But that's Taylor Wright's role on the receiving end of that. And you said he dropped that ball like a bomb perfectly. And then this right here. Plessinger was driving from the 14-yard line. Fumble, pops out. Big possession takeover by Reed Hirschner. And that's where the score is, 14-7. And we had big plays, had plenty of them, but we got more coming up. I'm really excited about this, guys. In the third quarter, not only do we have a great football game coming up in Cumberland Valley and Central York, but we have a chance for a 40-yard field goal if you can kick it. Whoever's going to be picked to do that. The Jack Gianvalvo 40-yard giveaway, 40-yard big screen TV. Listen, I'm going to show him later on in the season I can kick a 40-yard field goal, because right now the faith is low, but I love both of you anyway. We'll be back with more on our Jack Gianvalvo halftime replay.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I'll see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Archie Smith Jr. and Jerome Presley. It's 14-7. Cumberland Valley looked and appeared just with under 30 seconds. They put a nice drive together. Appeared that they were going to maybe plug another one in right before half and tie this thing up, but Plessinger fumbled, and Central York had the ball back. But it's kind of what we expected, 14-7. I think right now momentum, if I was going to put a momentum shift or favor, that would be Central York. But we've seen Cumberland Valley down before at half and come back and dominate the second half. Archie?
One thing that I, in the interview that we heard from Central York's coaches, he said, man, it was a hot week. And it was a hot week for everybody. I mean, some of the kids was getting out of school early. You know, now back home in Alabama, now we used to this right here. Yeah. And but you still cannot get used. I don't care where you're from. You cannot get used to the sun beating you down. And that way these guys was, you know, mentally challenged throughout the week right here, man. And you can see a difference in both teams' style out here on the field today, guys. Right. We're seeing a great brand and a great product of football tonight.
And, you know, when you talked about it being a hot week, I mean, seriously, it was a struggle walking to your car. It was that kind of heat. Yeah. So I know a lot of practices went helmets and shorts, and I get that. I don't know if that's any indication one way or the other. I think right now Central York to give a favor to clicking for a big play. But listen, Cumberland Valley still found some big holes in that defensive side. Right?
Yeah, they've at times gashed the Central York defense in the running game. So, you know, again, Cumberland Valley has done very good running the ball. They've been opportunistic throwing the ball, and they've had chances that they haven't been able to capitalize. 14-7, both teams are right where they need to be. No team has taken a huge lead. Cumberland Valley's down 7 points, but they're right in there. They're right where they need to be. They don't have to change anything. They just have to secure the ball and capitalize, and they'll be back in this game the way they should be.
Well, it's 14-7 here at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with our Jack Giambalvo report. 14-7, Central York over Cumberland Valley.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently, we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Welcome back to our Jack Giovanvo report. At halftime here, Jerome Presley, Todd McCall, Archie Smith Jr., and we have our very own Grace Grill on the sideline tonight. First half, we're going to take a look inside of some stats numbers. I felt like the two turnovers were crucial on the Cumberland Valley side. Total yards-wise was 98, 119 for Central York. Look at the rushing yards, 101 to 27, but then your passing yards, 92 to 24. Kind of what we talked about in our pregame. I really don't know that that's a big surprise.
No, and I think what you'll see from Central York is they want to shore up the line of scrimmage and then start getting the ball even further deep, get more receptions downfield on Cumberland Valley. I think they realize they can throw the ball on Cumberland Valley. On the Cumberland Valley side defensively, though, they have been getting some really good pressure on Paviola, and they want to keep that up. They want to keep getting that pressure, and hopefully they're able to continue to get sacks. They've sacked him twice, and they forced him out of the pocket several times, but he's made plays downfield.
Yeah, absolutely, and when you give him time, I mean, he's going to hurt you. We're going to go down now to our very own Grace Grill. She's standing by with her athletic director, Marty Trimmer from Central York. Grace?
It means a lot to be at your home school. We have great support here with everything that goes on, and it's just a thrill to be here.
Now, you have the band in full gear. Student section down there are wild. Talk about the atmosphere here tonight.
We have great student support. Our student section, they have a different theme every week. We have student leaders that organize everything, and you can see we're filled from top to bottom down there. The band is the best band in the area, as well as our student section, the best student section in the area. So we have a lot going for us here.
Now, not a stat you want to hear, but you guys are 0-8 against Cumberland Valley, so talk about what it means to be up on them right now.
Well, about 10 years ago, our coaching staff said if we want to be one of the best, we're going to have to start playing the best. So we started scheduling Cumberland Valley. We haven't been fortunate enough to beat them in 8 years, but right now we're ahead, and hopefully this will hold on, and we'll get our first one this year.
We appreciate your hospitality here tonight. It's been great. Guys, back to you in the booth.
All right, thank you, Grace. And that's Marty Trimmer, the athletic director of Central York. Got a nice crowd here. The next broadcast, Bishop McDevitt versus Middletown. We're really excited for that. Friday, September the 7th. And Jerome, that's one right now. Hey, right now, Middletown they're up 13-0 against Northern, but Northern's giving them a little bit. But yeah. Middletown, boy, they've just had so much success. 2 state championships back-to-back now. Coming off losses, tough losses, but
right. I mean, the fact that Middletown there's a buzz there. I mean, they've done,
no doubt.
The school, they have a new school over there. The football program, the athletic program as a whole has done very good. And this is a very good test for them. This is a good opportunity for them to play one of the perennial elite teams in the area in Bishop McDevitt. So that'll be a big game for them. And Bishop McDevitt, they want to show everybody that they're still tops, and they want to make sure that they go through each team and just keep going and doing what they need to do, because they have bigger aspirations. They want to see themselves in the postseason like Middletown has been able to do.
Right. Well, we're excited for that one next week, September the 7th. Central York 14, Cumberland Valley 7. And third quarter action here, just about ready to start.
And I'll tell you, Ty, can we talk about the Central York uniforms? Those are they like Clemson.
How about it?
Those are amazing.
Right now, I'm going to give them a nod. I mean, this orange helmet on top of orange. Archie, we all three committed right away. Like, as soon as we saw them, like, oh, that's a sweet-looking uniform from the get-go. Uniforms and what they've taken on in today's age. I mean, I couldn't imagine playing in something like that. We were just hoped that we didn't have the white pants that had been washed in the wrong washer that turned pink because of red stripes, things like that. These guys nowadays are just absolutely spoiled with this, and it just mimics the college level at all costs. But I will say one thing about the Cumberland Valley program, the Central York program. These are big-time programs. Anytime you do a game in Central York or Cumberland Valley, you're treated just like when we do college games. It is just a big big high school atmosphere feel. Right. Quality programs on both sides, quality educations, two great schools. Can't say enough about them. We're set here third quarter. Central York will have the ball back to receive the kick, and you've got to be really a little bit concerned if you're Cumberland Valley, and that's Mason Myers. He went 82 yards in the first quarter to tie it up, and Myers will get it, but actually he's going to fumble it out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and that's going to back Central York up. Cumberland Valley will be coming.
And again, Central York, what can they do with this offensive line as far as getting time for Pabula? We saw on that big strike in the first half, the line gave him time. He was able to get the ball out, and we know, and Archie said it, if you give Pabula time, he has the potential to make you pay for it. So don't be surprised if Cumberland Valley keeps trying to put guys in his face and maybe even blitz a little bit.
Well, we have the third quarter, 1st and 10. First possession of the second quarter. They had 4 in the first half. Pabula with time, going to roll right from his 10. Looking downfield, it'll be complete. But I think he was out of bounds across the 20-yard line. Was it incomplete? It's incomplete. So that pass will be incomplete.
Well, you see, one thing that I saw on that play, which is a little different from Cumberland Valley, is they seem to be playing total coverage on the back end. They only rushed 3 guys on that play and had coverage, the rest of the guys in coverage. So in that play, we saw them play coverage.
There'll be shotgun formation, ball in the 9, 2nd and 10 for Central York. Keeper by Pavula across the 10. He'll take a hit and spin off of it, crossing the 20-yard line, and he'll only get a nice pickup. I mean, he dashes and spins, and he's not just a throwing quarterback. He can move on the ground.
Not at all, and that's pretty much the quarterback nowadays. You see that more often. Fry, who's been having a great game, number 90, comes up to make the play, and Pabula just spins off of him. So, you see his ability. He's been running pretty effectively all day and is able to move the change.
Now, you said his father, Pabula's father, played with you at Shippensburg, and he was a receiver, and you said he was a darn good receiver.
He was definitely a good receiver. One of the things about him that made him so good was he was such a polished route runner. He wasn't always the fastest guy in the world, but man, did he run very good routes, and he had height to him. And truthfully, he may have even gone to Shippensburg University as a quarterback and then switched positions, because sometimes quarterback, they go to other positions and they're able to be very effective. Sure. And becoming a receiver as a quarterback, they already have good hands because they touch the ball all the time. So he had amazing hands, and he was an amazing route runner. So that's what made him really press defensive backs that were quicker than him, because you talking about an out, it's an out. It is a polished out, and it's hard to cover because of how good he makes that out. And sharp, very sharp.
That's a shout out to Mr. Pagilla there from his defensive back that covered him every day, Mr. Jerome Pressa. Quick pitch right side. Warren turn the corner. Boy, moving with a lot of force, crossing the 30 up just shy of the 35. And that's going to be a change. Warner ran hard there.
And again, if you're able to run the ball, you look at Central York, their ability to run the ball really helps out their passing game, just like we see on the other side where Cumberland Valley does the same thing. So if you can run the ball and you stretch the defense out, you're able to get some big runs.
1st and 10, ball in the 34. We're looking over the sideline, his coach, to get the play. Twin receivers left. No, he's going to keep it himself. He's going to cross the 35, cross the 40, and be dragged down backside.
And again, your quarterback can get you 7 yards on a running play. That's huge. So it's a zone, a read option. He keeps it, gets upfield, get 7, 8 yards, hey, you'll live with that. Or 7 yards, you'll live with that.
Hart had a chance to get him and missed him, and Matthew Barrett come up to make the tackle from Cumberland Valley. Shotgun formation for Briola Twins to the left and a single receiver right. Warner is a lone back. Taking his time, throwing over the middle. It's complete. It's tipped by Deliano and picked up, and staying where he needed to be was Cornelius. And that's a big play, and that looked like a potential to be intercepted.
Deliano had that in his hands, and again, the pressure in Fabiola's face made him throw that ball a little earlier than he wanted. Wasn't able to get the height on it over the linebacker, and he couldn't make the play. And then it goes and drops right into the receiver's hands for a first down and a big play.
So it'll be 1st and 10. The ball will be on the 43. Shotgun formation, Twins left and right, and Warner the back. Give Warner left side. Boy, he was hit hard by the linebacker, Dante Rogan, coming up to make the tackle.
And a good penetration from that Cumberland Valley defense. Good penetration, good tackling. And that's the one thing Cumberland Valley usually does very well, tackle. And there you had Rogan coming up as a junior, 6', 206 fullback linebacker, and he's playing stout in the middle of that defense.
That's 2nd and 7, ball on the 40-yard line. 3 receivers to his right and a single on his left side. Warner is the back. He's going to fake like he's going right, come back left, cross the 40, cross the 35, and he'll be drugged down backside. Coming up to make the tackles, number 33, Connor Madison.
And again, Fabiola just goes one way, puts on the brakes, goes upfield, gets positive yards again. And again, he's not taking huge shots, which is good, and he has good size to him. So right now, he's able to orchestrate the offense and do a lot of things on the ground.
That was Matthew Barrick hustling on the defensive tackle. Plessinger, our Fabiola Fusions will move the chains. That'll be a first down.
Very impressive. Very impressive drive from this Cumberland Valley, from this Central York offense. They're mixing up a little bit of everything. There you get a good shot at Fabiola, number 3, able to really get this offense going. He's running the ball. He's throwing the ball. They're running the ball out of the backfield, doing a lot of good things on this drive.
2 backs, single receivers left and right. Warner cross the middle, cross the 20, just driving on Cumberland Valley.
Well, you talked about the athletic director talked a little bit about why they schedule Cumberland Valley, and again, that whole York League versus Mid-Penn situation, and the thought was, like you said, you got to play the best. You pay the best in the Mid-Penn, and I think that's starting to change a little bit. And you're seeing more of these crossover games that are being played, and you're seeing the power of the York League.
First down, 20 yards away, and boy, just overthrew it a little bit. His intended receiver was Wright's Walls. You just get excited every time Fabiola puts the ball up because of the arm.
And again,
it's fun to watch.
He has some talent on the outside, because Rawls, he can get open, man. These guys can get downfield and cause havoc.
Arch, I mean, he just overthrew the receiver, but, not bad coverage, really. It'll be 2nd and 10, ball on the 20. Shotgun formation, give to Warner. Warner right side with the big hole. Cross the 20, down to the 10. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, now they're just grinding away. They're the mix between pass play now setting everything up.
Guys, they come out with a different style game plan. As you can see, it's been more runs than pass, and their runs have been effective. If you can look at Cumberland Valley, I see a lot of hands are on their hips right now, and this is a good drive for Central York, definitely if they can punch it in from here.
So far, 10-play possession. This is the 11th play of this drive. Now, when you got 11-play drive, they are controlling the offense here in the second half. 3rd down and 1, ball on the 11-yard line, 6:58 to play. Fabiola back to pass on a slant. Touchdown, Central York. That's his brother, Bo. Bo says, thank you, big brother. I'll take it. He's only a freshman. Bo Fabiola looking like his father a little bit on that perfect slant, right?
And Bo has some height to him at 6'2" as a freshman. And you see him just able to get in front of the defensive back. You can cross the face, and then Fabiola gets the ball to him so his body can shield the defender, and he makes a brilliant play.
11-yard touchdown. Big brother to little brother. The hold
Down, it's up, it's good by Basilla. 21-7, Central York takes a 2-touchdown lead on Cumberland Valley. More on ABC 27.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Look at this last drive. It's 61 yards rushing, 27 yards passing. Set up a lot by things that Prabula did, running and throwing, but he'll hook up. Now that one right there was that drop-off. He got lucky. Cornelius was there, then 11 yards out to his brother Bo Prabula. And that was an effective 11-play drive. Over 80 yards. Basilla was set to kick. Hart will be back to receive in Deliano. 21-7, Central York, Cumberland Valley. And I know right now you have some scores that you're excited to tell the fans at home about.
Absolutely. Still High is up big on Biglerville, 39-0. Central Dauphin East is coming off a big loss last week, is up big on Lower Dauphin, 35-0 as well. Middletown up 13-6 on Northern. Susquehanna, Milton Hershey are at 0-0. We still need an update on that score. Big Springs 21, James Buchanan 0. Redland is up on East Pennsboro 7-0. Carlisle is up 10-0 on Northeastern. And Line Mountain is up on Susquehanna 14-0. Cedar Cliff is down to Cocalico. Bishop McDevitt is up on Gettysburg 20-0. And Harrisburg is putting it on Reading, coming off of that big loss last week to Coatesville, 61-6. The Cougars have come out, and they are angry about what happened last week. 61-6 on Reading right now.
Yeah, they got beat soundly by a very good team last week, and more importantly, we're not used to talking about the Cougars on the loss side, but that's a give to Hart on the left side. And it'll be 2nd and 4. The ball will be on the 31-yard line.
And again, you get a good look at that Cumberland Valley offensive line. Not a lot of big tree toppers there. They're not a big group, but they're an effective group, and they're very good.
Plessinger will be under center. He'll give to Delano. Delano crossing the 45, cross the 50, running hard. Coming up to make the tackle really is Jamel Cortez. Kind of a touchdown saving tackle. I think he breaks through there, he might go.
Well, I'll tell you, when your secondary is making a lot of tackles like this, that's not a good sign. And Cumberland Valley is not coming out of what they do. They're effective running, so they're going to keep running the ball. And Central York has to tighten up that run defense.
Yeah, I agree. Boy, they run hard. You got to give it to the Eagles. They square their shoulders and run hard. Give to Dale on the other side, across the 50, the 40, across the 30, and down to the 25-yard line. And listen, don't count the Eagles out. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, they're starting to get that groove again. You don't want to turn over here in the red zone, but they're right back at it.
Well, we know just like in anybody, once Cumberland Valley sees something that works and they're going to stick with it, they have found something off of this right side right here. It kind of was open on the end of the half, which was the longest run. As you can see, there was 2 back-to-back plays on the right side. Let's see if they come back to the same side again, guys.
There was a 25-yard pickup, 19 before that and 6 before that. 4th play of this drive, Cumberland Valley, right side. Hart crossing the 20-yard line.
And then you have Bo Prabula has to come up and make the tackle. And again, that offensive line is exerting its will, and they're gashing this defense. So Bo comes up, makes the play there. So they have to tighten up. Now, what this does is you begin to suck up those defensive backs, because they know that they need to get into the run game defensively, and then you can pop something over top of them. Keep an eye on the tight ends for Cumberland Valley in the passing game.
We like to give hats off to our Invicta crew, our ABC crew, and more importantly, our stats guy Todd Miller up here in the booth with us tonight. Left side, Delano across the 20, cutting up at the 10, and just shy of the end zone. Will go down at the 1. His knee went down at the 1. Is it at the 1 or 2? Well, Ben, that's a good, solid run by Deliano.
But what you're seeing is a running play to the outside. You have both guards pulling, and then they're sealing the edge. That's giving the running back an opportunity to get wide. So that's why you need guards that can move. They have to be able to get downfield. You see them getting out in front of the running back. They seal the edge, and they allow the running back to have free reign on the outside.
This is the 5th play of this drive. That was a 24-yard pickup. Plessinger rolls left side, looks like misdirection, and he'll lose one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, just miscommunication is what I meant to say.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a miscommunication. The back went one way, Plessinger went the other way. He kind of got confused, and then he gets buried by Pabula right there. And he has to come out of play, I believe, because his helmet came off.
Well, Connor Madison, the fullback, you could tell that the give, I think, was going to go to Hart. And fullback's kind of standing there going, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to get it. Plessinger gets knocked down. It'll be 2nd and 2, ball from the 2. Madison left side of fullback. Is he in? There's no signal yet. No, he's short.
And Hunter
so it's going to
Gruden,
be 3rd down.
The junior Hunter Gruden came in for the one play until Plessinger can come back in from his helmet going off. And again, this defense is doing a good job right now stopping Cumberland Valley. Let's see what they can do on this play here.
Well, that's 3rd down. Cumberland Valley, 3rd down and 1, 21-7, down 14. Plessinger under center. Longs count, give, left side. And no signal. They stopped him. They stopped him. It's 4th down.
Wow. What a stand there. What will Cumberland Valley do? Are they going to go for it here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, being where they are, being down 2 on the road. I mean,
that was a stop. Very good defensive effort on the goal line. Look at that defense.
No, right on the goal line. Cumberland Central York. Panther fans getting behind him. Plessinger. Cumberland Valley brought some tonight, too, as well. Plessinger under center. Full house backfield. Give the Hart. He's in. Touchdown, Cumberland Valley. Jake Hart will not be denied. He comes out a yard away. Touchdown by Hart. That's his 2nd of the night. He had a 12-yard one in first half. And Cumberland Valley back on the board.
And that's just Cumberland Valley sticking to what they do. Even though you stopped us 3 times, we're going to go at him again, and that's what they did. And Hart lowers the boom at the goal line, is able to get in. Good drive for Cumberland Valley getting back in this game.
Kissinger with the hold. Kissinger is up, and it's good. It's good, and it'll be 21-14. Cumberland Valley down 7.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Well, here's the drive. 9 plays, a 78-yard total rushing in that drive. It started off with Del Año breaking a big one across the 45-yard line. That kind of set everything up. And as Archie Smith Jr. commented, they had a lot going on the right side. They come back at the left side, Del Año again, and he was 24 yards out and was denied. And then 4 straight plays from the 1, and Jake Hart from a yard away will cap this 9-play drive. We're 78 yards total rushing, 9 plays, 78-yard drive, 21-14. You never count Cumberland Valley out of it. And let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, we've talked about them being a second-half team.
Well, guys, as you can see, when we both talked about coming up, now the adrenaline and everything has settled down, guys. Now you're going to see the style of football just these guys are playing. I mean, their ability is stepping up right now. I like to see Central York come out here. Let's see if they're going to have another long drive, because that kind of wore Cumberland Valley out going down the field there, guys.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Archie, because then Cumberland Valley did the exact same thing to them, gashing them with big running plays, and they were chewing up 15, 20 yards a pop on their running plays. So, again, both defenses have a lot of things they need to figure out against these offenses.
And as you can see at Cumberland Valley, these guys are going from offense, special teams, right back to defense, guys. Yeah, both ways.
They're playing both ways and sharing duties on special teams. Some guys not even coming off the field on the Eagles side. 21-14. Ball be 1st and 10 from the 33 for Cumberland Valley. Or for Central York, excuse me. For Beulah, with time. Going to step up right side. Man, he'll be dragged down really hard. Coming up to make that tackle for Cumberland Valley was number 27 on the play. And that's Noah Keitel. He's a junior. He's 6'3", 203 pounds on that defensive line side.
And that wouldn't be a sack because Babula was able to get positive yardage, 2 yards actually. But again, that time the back end coverage was really good. That was a coverage sack. Babula didn't have anywhere to go with the ball, had to settle for getting a couple of yards.
Shotgun formation, twins to the left, a single receiver to the right. Babula going right side. He completes the pass to Cornelius. Actually, the correction on that's right Rawls.
Again, he just gets that ball out, and that's the one thing about Babula, because of the fact that he gets the ball out so well, you could just do a stop route, turn around, and the ball is right there.
It'll be 3rd and 2, ball on the 41. Single receivers left and right. Babula giving to the right side to Warner. Warner crossing the 45, 46-yard line, and he'll pick up 6.
And again, moving the chains. Babula, that pass that he said it was about a 6-yard pass, was able to get it to a short yardage situation, run the ball, that line there. You get a good look at the offensive line. Not overly a big line. They're not huge. They have good, decent size, but they're not a huge line. And they're able to they're very effective at what they do, though.
Well, stay tuned. Coming up, we're going to have a 40-yard Jack Giambalvo 40-yard kick for a 40-inch TV coming up. Shotgun formation for Babula. Babula looking downfield. It's going to air it out. He's got a guy wide open. Wright Rawls was wide open again from 60-plus away. And darn, he just overthrew him. Yeah, you heard that all in the stadium.
Yeah, and he gets hit right as he throws the ball, which could have changed the trajectory of the ball. Sorry about that. It went a little too high. But Rawls, I'll tell you what, this kid is getting open deep. I mean, he's getting open deep a lot. You're talking about he's having 3-4 yards on the cornerback that's covering him. So, again, they'll keep coming back to him.
Shotgun formation again. Trips receivers on the left side. Babula's going to keep it, running hard. And just Jack Carter will come up and make the tackle.
Good defensive play by Hart, because if he didn't make this tackle, Babula was going to get upfield for a lot more than this. That's just a good, solid tackle, shutting down the alley.
And he wrapped. That's what he did. Yep. Youngsters at home, he wrapped. He grabbed both hands when he got a chance on Babula, and he wrapped. It'll be 3rd and 7, ball on the 48. Babula starts right side, comes back left side, likes to do that, crosses the 50.
Yeah, he does like to do that. Goes one way and he stops, turns, and goes the other way, and see if that flow can overflow one side and he can beat it the other way.
Dominic Rulio coming up on the touch tackle, and obviously on there too is big number 90 making a nice play, Anthony Fye. That guy's been tough all night, and we got a down Cumberland Valley player. Didn't see who it was. That's the guy you don't want to see down. That's Anthony Fye. I mean, you see the Cumberland Valley staff, athletic staff, training staff out. Fye's going to get up on his own. That's good to see. That's a big dude. And that dude's getting after it tonight. He's been my hustle defensive player. He and Stone Hoffman have got after it tonight.
And he's had a really good game so far. So Fye's been playing both ways. He's one of the tight ends, opening up those holes. And on the other end, defensively, he's been doing a very good job, very active defensively.
We talked a little bit about Josh Oswald tonight, but boy, the job Mike Whitehall has done, Mike Whitehead, at Cumberland Valley. I mean, he's got a team every year that's fundamentally sound that do all the things they're going to do. That's the end of the third quarter. We're not going to go anywhere, though. Central York 21, Cumberland 14. We're going to go down to the field because we got our Jack Giambalvo 40-yard kick for an opportunity to win a 40-inch TV. So, I mean, this is pretty exciting. Grace Creel, are you down there now with this 40-yard stuff? We got Charlie with the hold. So, Grace?
That's right. We have Brian Hunt, who is a senior here at Central York, and he is attempting to kick the field goal tonight. He is on this soccer team, so we'll see how this goes.
He's got a good foot. I got it, man. This might happen. This guy's got a foot. Oh, that ball's up and good, and he made it look
and it's good.
Easy. He has just won a 40-inch TV from Jack Giambavo. Wait a minute. I got to ask the question, Grace Grill, why isn't this guy on the team kicking?
Our guys in the booth want to know why you aren't on the team.
You know, soccer always comes first. Love the guys, so that. But yeah, I mean, 40-inch TV today. It's great.
Wait,
so
Grace.
Are you on cloud 9 right now?
Yeah, just about.
Hey,
We're winning, and it's just gonna be a great night.
I apologize,
All right.
Grace. We got to go over to the coaching staff and talk about it. This guy's walking off with the TV. Just kicked a 40-yard touchdown.
Well, we got one more down here, and all of this was thanks to our friends at Jack Giambavo. I'm down here now with Chris Brown, who is representing Jack Giambavo tonight. Chris, you just saw this kid win. You guys sponsor the scoreboard here. You guys are so involved in the York community. Just talk a little bit about that.
One of our core values is just supporting the community, especially the younger generations of kids. We're involved in plenty of sports teams, and we just try to spread it around. And
Chris here actually has his own connection to the football team here. His nephew, Lake Hinderer is on the team, so he wants to give a little shout out to his nephew.
Go Lake, go.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Grace. Well, that was pretty impressive. 40 yards out, he kicked it. 4 down and 3, ball on the 48-yard line for Pavula. He's going to roll right, step back to his left, fire downfield, and he's going to complete to his brother, Pavula, across the 20, and down at the 15-yard line. Just now he's finding his brother. He and him are like they're in the backyard playing pitch and catch.
Well, you saw Pavula survey the defense. He had some time, play action, goes to roll right, turns around, says, oh, let me survey, sees his brother streaking across the middle of the field, hits him in stride, and his brother's able to get more yards up front. Bo Pavula gets more yards, advance the ball after the catch, gets that yak yards after catch.
Yards after catch, first down and 10, ball on the 16. Central York knocking on the door after Cumberland Valley scored. High snap. Control. Pavula's going to run, keep it himself, cross the 10, and just pushing people out of his way down at the 8-yard line. That was a very effective run. I mean, physically pushed people out of his way. He's a strong quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely a strong quarterback, and again, he's not taking tons of shots. He's delivering the shots more than he's taking them, which is good too. Lyon's doing a good job, able to get upfield, and that gives him another dimension as a quarterback, the ability to run the ball.
And I like the fact that he knows how to, somebody's taught him how to do that little bit of roll and that stretch at the end of the play to see if he can get another yard. 2nd and 2, ball on the 8-yard line for Central York. Pavula give it to Warner left side. Man, coming up making that tackle is Anthony Fye. He had some help with Jake Hart. Those two guys, boy, they're workhorses on that defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they go both ways. I know Archie talked about that. We have a couple guys on Cumberland Valley that will go both ways, and that's Ironman football. That's how we used to play it in high school as well. So that's why the off-season conditioning is such an important thing, and then having those practices in the heat, that helps.
21-14 here. Great game, 3rd down and 2. Ball on the 8-yard line. People at home, this is one that, man, I tell you, got to be excited to watch it tonight. Central York offense looking over the sideline to get a lot of the plays from the sideline, do a lot of on-field calls. Just a real energetic fan support down here tonight at Central York. They've got quite an enthusiastic crowd, not to mention the band continues to jump and cheer as well. So this is a nice atmosphere to come and see football. Pavula in shotgun formation, 1st down, ball on the 6-yard line. Give to Warner left side. He's going to go in. Touchdown, Central York. Boy, oh boy, that's a nice, effective drive capped off by a Warner touchdown, 6 yards out.
And that was a brilliant answer to what Cumberland Valley did. You know, Cumberland Valley comes down, they gash your defense running the ball, come back within a touchdown, and you very methodically go downfield, take a lot of time off the clock. That 3rd quarter was so fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of that had to do with the running plays that have happening, because when you run the ball, the clock keeps going. We may see the similar situation in the 4th quarter.
Basil with the kick, Pavula, Bo with the hold. It's down, it's up, it's good. It's 28-14. Central York. We'll be back with more on ABC 27 after these messages.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Well, what a very effective drive. 26 yards rushing, 40 yards passing by Pavula. This one right here was a big connection to his brother Bo, crossing the 28, the 25. And that set everything up. And then just good play call. Pavula running right side hard. Then he gave it to Warner. Warner just really went left hard, diving in the end zone from 6 yards away. And that was just a beautiful drive. And it was an answer to Cumberland Valley's last score, 28-14. Let's go down our field now to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, I mean, there's a confidence and a swagger tonight in Central York that, I mean, last year, arguably, I mean, we just didn't see it. This team right now is one of those teams that they got something different. They believe in themselves big time.
Well, guys, it's all the way around. I mean, it's all in the atmosphere. It's in the crowd. It's in the band. It's on the field. It's in the players, guys. I mean, the atmosphere is just electric for the whole representation of Central York.
Ilano across the 20, down the 30, down the 40, down the sideline, down the 50. He's going to go all the way. He is going to go all the way unless there's a flag on the play.
There is a
across
flag.
the 10. Oh, man.
I think this is coming back.
Jerome, excuse me for a second, but my dinner almost came up. I just got so daggone excited.
Don't say that to me, man. Right next to me. Your dinner's going to come up. Are you serious? You keep that to yourself, Todd.
All right, JP. There's a holding penalty. Let's go down to Grace Greer on the field. Grace?
All right, well, it's tie-dye night. Their team is up over Cumberland Valley. You guys have not beat this team.
Well, that's our mid-pin bank student section. Thank you, Grace Grill. And well, they are fired up tonight. They got tie-dye on. They got a lot of different color combinations going on. I see freshmen wearing yellow. There's tie-dye. There's a lot going on here in Central York tonight on a theme night. 28-14. They have a lot to cheer about. Plessinger's trying to get his team right back in this. And Cumberland Valley had the ball 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line with 10:03 to play here. Plessinger will give to Deliano on your right side, and he'll be just drugged down. Come up to make a great tackle is number 24 for Central York. That's Will Van Dyke. Van Dyke's been a workhorse tonight from that linebacker position.
And that's what they need. They have to stop this running play, this sweep play that they're running on the outside for Cumberland Valley. They've been able to seal that edge and get big yardage. So again, you try to adjust. What can you do to help shut that down? And you saw on that play, the defense held up pretty good.
All right, Plessinger will be under center. Cumberland Valley packed in tight. Plessinger will be back to pass. That's to put it up in the air. It'll be complete. It's number 17, Logan Ramper. There's Mr. Panther. He's got a lot to be excited about tonight, 28-14. That suit's got to be hot, though. Well, I tell you.
Jamal Cortez on the tackle, giving a little bit too much cushion, but able to come up and make the play. Again, you know, at some point, Cumberland Valley's going to have to do something as far as throwing the ball if they can get back in this game, because this clock is going. As you run, the clock just keeps ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
Plessinger. That's 1st and 10. Ball at 39. Give Hart left side across the 40.
And you're seeing it. Central York has tightened up a little bit. And there we have a guy down, a player down. That's Jake Hart, which, you know, Cumberland Valley cannot afford to lose him.
No, and he definitely, it looked like it hurt. Man, it looked like his left knee. Oh, I don't know if he just came down on it weird.
Or he's cramping.
That might have been a cramp, yeah. Hartowski was coming on the tackle, and We're going to take a break with Jay Cart down on the field. We hope everything's all right. We'll be right back after these messages.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Let's go down to our very own Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, your perspective here starting the second half.
Guys, it is a straight-out battle down here. I'm standing on Central York Field. As you can see, man, you can see how dialed in these guys in. Central York wants this victory, and they want it bad, and these guys are cheering on their defense. Everybody's trying to be attention to detail, and they're focusing up to finish this game right now, guys.
All right, Archie, we appreciate that. Shotgun, or actually Plessinger, going to be under center here. He's going to have it second down and 7 on the 42, and there's a penalty, and that's going to go against Cumberland Valley. And right now, just not quite clicking right now on offense.
Well, again, the defense for Central York has tightened up a little bit. They have 9 men in the box, made some changes. You're getting backside pursuit on those runs, and they're able to run down the ball carrier. And the front side of the defense is being more, they're being more of a force. They're committing to the guards earlier, so those guards aren't getting ahead of steam to seal. So now you have a kick-out block instead of a seal block, so those lanes aren't as open. So a good adjustment by Central York defensively.
Plessinger back to pass. It's going to dump off to Dale Amu out of the backfield across the 40 to the 45. And making the initial hit was Cornelius in that defensive back position. This is a good play call. He's going to roll right or left with all attention to dump off to Dale Amu.
And again, the action is similar to wing T. You have a swing pass to your running back that creeps out to the other side, and you throw it back to him. They missed on that play earlier in the first half to Hart. It was a little overthrown, so they connect there.
Connor Madison in at the fullback position. Give his Hart behind the fullback. Madison laid a great block, and Hart will be just shy of the 50-yard line. Making the tackle will be Bo Perbulia as a freshman playing in a defensive spot.
Well, again, committing, getting, trying to get to those blockers early. Get a lot of hats on the ball. You're not seeing the gashing runs by this Cumberland Valley team, and that's good for you if you're Central York, because you have a 2-touchdown lead. So by not giving that up, you're making Cumberland Valley earn each and every yard, and they're taking time off the clock as they do it.
So it's 1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line. Plessinger under center. He's going to pass. Put it up in the air. Looking downfield, and there was just, I don't know if his intended receiver was Hart.
No, it looks like it was the tight end.
Was it tight end Stone Huffman?
Stone Huffman was, it was just overthrown. And a good defense on the back end.
There's another good shot of those uniforms and those helmets of Central York. We give them a thumbs up from Archie and Jerome and I. I mean, those things are nice. Cumberland Valley in their classic red and white single numbers.
From Cramps, man.
And Archie, I know you like them too, man. It just reminds you of the Clemson Tigers. You like them right when you pull it up.
Yeah, guys, it's sparkling and looking good down here on the field, and we got a battle going on, guys. I am enjoying myself down here.
Dale Amu across the 50. Going to be taken back. That defense is getting tight and tough on the left side, coming up making that tackle. It's a nice play by McNaughton. That's Ian McNaughton.
And that was Gaffney, number 77, also on the play. 6'2", 270, defensive tackle.
Solid size.
Shuts the door.
How does everybody get so big anymore? I mean, we just got big dudes everywhere. I mean, we'll take a break at ABC 27. We'll be right back. Central York 28, Cumberland Valley 14.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, it's a hot night. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, it seems like cramping. Some of the players are starting to cramp, and particularly looks like it was probably Jay Hart. The reason he had to come out was the cramps. It's this heat starting to take a toll.
I mean, guys, even though, as Jerome can attest for this, even though it's a breezy night, I mean, you are giving your all out here. This kid is giving his all out here. I mean, you really can't attest for what you lose out of your body. Even though you're trying to put water back in, you're trying to put Gatorade, you're trying to put the electrolytes. I mean, you're just playing your hardest out, man. And you have no choice but to respect that.
Plessinger under center. Thanks, our single receiver. He's going to put it in the air. Play action, going down the field. It's going to be picked off. Making a move, going to the outside as Anthony Cicero. What a big play, and the crowd is absolutely just right now. They're beginning to feel it down here in Central York.
And it's hard to know what happened with Plessinger's ball. It just seems like it went right to the linebacker who sat down in the middle of the defense. Anthony, Cerricos just sits down and he gets the ball thrown right to him. It may have been tipped. Now we got a chance to see it. It may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. He took velocity off the ball.
Boy, what a block. You see the block that Sear Cornelius laid. Man. Boy, there's a lot of celebration on the Panthers sideline for good reason. And now they'll get the ball back. 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Shotgun for Brilliant. He's going to keep it. He's going to start left, go right. He loves to do that. Not much there. Cumberland Valley's seen that 4 or 5 times tonight, and that's not going to be effective on this time.
And that's you staying home. You know, if you stay home, the play will come to you. Let him come to you. Don't go into pursuit mode like that. And you saw the defense did a good job of just staying home and shutting the door down.
Wyatt Claypool come up and made the tackle on the play. Central York with an opportunity again here after another turnover, the 3rd turnover of the game. 2 big fumbles and an interception. 2nd down, 14, ball on the 39-yard line. Quick pitch to Warner. Warner going left side across the 40, running hard down to the 30. Still on his feet. Man, 25. I thought he was down. And man, oh man. It's like he just got a second wind or something, Jerome. I mean, he is running absolutely hard. Take a look at this again, and just from the start on the pitch.
Well, again, he's taking off, gets north-south very quickly, doesn't go down on the first hit, able to stay on his feet and use those powerful legs to get himself going. So, again, good play. Central York able to move if they're able to get this first down, they move the chains. We're already at 5-14. They're up 2 touchdowns right now, and they have the ball after the turnover.
Wyatt Claypool coming up and making a tackle. Wheeler's going to keep himself, just go across just to move the chains, and it'll be first down. They don't have to do a whole lot here. 5:03 to play. They can be really comfortable with a 14-point lead and the ball in the red zone. 1st and 10 on the 23. The Panther crowd hasn't let up at all tonight. We've got a lot to cheer about. This Central York team playing with a swagger that I haven't seen, accustomed to seeing from them in the last year. But this team is believing. And Warner bouncing back just like he's fresh across the 20-yard line. A lot of leg.
And did the smart thing. Didn't just go to the sideline to, possibly get hit out of bounds and stop the clock. Stayed in bounds, get some positive yards, keep the clock moving. They're at 4:22, 4:21, and you're going to have to force Cumberland Valley to start taking time out.
And there's 2 things that I like about him. He's a hard runner. He squares his shoulders and runs hard, but he's very shifty as well. And Warner's just right now he's beginning just to he's a guy I think you'd ride for 20 carries.
Right, absolutely.
But you got a guy that can sling it like that cowboy back there. I understand it. 2nd and 7, ball on the 21-yard line. Gabriela with time, rolling left now. Flags are down, and he'll just take down. Smart play, veteran play, really.
It looks like it'll possibly be holding.
I think it was holding on that right side. Let's take a look at the call. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie appeared to be holding on that right side, Arch.
Well, as you can see, you guys hit that on the head, being a smart play right there. As the play is going on, you can see that flag come out of his peripheral vision, and he knew right then it was an offensive holding, and he did a smart thing, was to go down.
Yeah, he just went down. He knew it was holding. He went down. I tell you what, I really like, man, I tell you what. The kid is talented. He's been fun to watch tonight. We've had hard play on both sides. I mean, hats off to Cumberland Valley, doing a lot of things early defensively to disrupt things. But, man, when you give Pavula time, and then you got Warner, you got a running passing game setting each other up. 28-14, they're driving. High snap, controlled by Pavula. Give to Warner. Warner left side. Bouncing back out, trying to find more, crossing the 20. Very effective run. Boy, oh boy, I know it was hot this week, and I know practice was tough, but these guys right now are effectively doing the job. And if you're a Panther fan, you got a lot to be excited about this Big 6A team. I mean,
you do. Yeah,
there's a swaggerness about them right now, I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, this is a statement game, not just for, this is a revenge game from last year, but also the previous years, 10 different times not being able to beat Cumberland Valley. This is big for the league against the Mid-Penn. So good opportunity for Central York to put their stamp on the map, saying, you know what, we're here to play.
Well, it'll be a 37-yard attempt. Bo Pavula will have the whole clock was stopped. So 37. Both teams with some confidence bringing their kickers out tonight. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more on ABC 27.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
So it'll be a 37-yard attempt for Basile. Bo Pavula, the freshman, with the hold. The hold is down. The kick is up. And that thing is good from 37 out. Man, now things are clicking, going right.
Yeah, definitely. And again, getting points is what you want. You want to continue to extend that lead. Now, with 3:16, you force Cumberland Valley to have to do something that they're not used to doing. And that they either do one of two things. They pack it in and just do what they do, or they try to score quickly. So one of the ways to do that is try to throw the ball. So you defense that and see what you can do. But this, again, is a big statement game for the Central York team.
Look at that crowd. Now the band just getting ready to come down the field to do their show. Usually the band's right to the side of them, but I tell you what, it's a great student section here tonight for the Panthers. And they've been in this game from the start to finish, and they've had a lot to be excited about here on ABC set for 27. They said, we're going to take this opportunity and make it shine. Central York 31, Cumberland Valley 14. Archie Smith Jr., let's go down to you with your perspective, second half.
This was a great game of cat and mouse beginning in the first half, but I'm very impressed with the way Central York came out with poise, and they kind of gave Cumberland Valley a taste of their own medicine with a long drive. That 11-play drive to cap off with a touchdown from brother to brother was huge for their momentum and going forward, guys. What you think?
Oh, no doubt about it, Archie. You really hit it. It was a lot of cat and mouse, but it was a great game, and it has big-time implications. But Hart's got something to say about across the 30. Cumberland Valley's always got a lot of fight in that dog. They're never going to stop. But, guys, when was the last time we even talked about Cumberland Valley being on the verge of being 0-2? Now, again, they played a very good and talented Bishop McDevitt team. But I cannot tell you the last time in all the years of our coverage. This goes beyond even us working together. Back at TV 20 when I covered Cumberland Valley, I cannot remember, both guys, Archie and Jerome, the last time we talked about this team being potentially 0-2 in a season.
And more importantly, giving up 48 points one week and then giving up 31 points the next week. So the one problem that Cumberland Valley has is defensively, they're giving up a lot of points. And it's hard to score when you're giving up that kind of points.
Well, we're going to soon be talking about our Hoffman Ford player of the game here in our fourth quarter. And then coming up at the end of this game is their giant postgame report. We're going to feature the Pizza Hut play of the game and discuss again that Hoffman Ford player of the game. And I tell you what, I've liked several players. I'd like to, Central York goes on to hold and stay to win. I liked Warner from the tailback position, but it's hard when you got a cowboy on your side, man, slinging the ball like he does in Pavula. I mean, that's a tough vote, but I assume I would go Pribula. I mean, let's go around the horn.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you know, he's shown what he can do throwing the ball. He's had a lot of help. His teammates definitely played well as well, so I have no problem going there.
Plessinger stepping up, crossing the 40. Boy, did he get hit.
I'm with you guys.
You with us too? Okay. And Grace Grill, her thoughts. Cornelius. I imagine Grace is looking at Pribula as well. Todd Miller, our stats guy. Pribula, are you looking Pribula as a player of the game, potentially? Well, we got a pretty much unanimous decision from the box down to the field. That ball was almost picked off.
And Plessinger took a shot on that side before delivering that ball. And again, this is where you want them. If you're a defense, you want a team to have to throw the ball, because then you can sit back in your zone coverage. Your defensive lineman can peel off and try to get after the quarterback. And you saw it. Plessinger rolls right, and as he delivers this ball, takes a shot from big number 52, McNaughton, the defensive end, 6 foot, 200-pound junior.
Plessinger will be in shotgun formation. Second 10 ball on the 50. To give to Deliano.
One thing, guys, that I was seeing down here with Cumberland Valley, they faced Chase Deal last week, Pribula today, and they have Ricky Ortega come next week, man. This defense has been facing some studs at quarterback in the first 2 weeks of their season,
okay,
guys.
Say that again.
Tell me what you think about that, guys.
Say that again. You have to say that again.
All right, after this play.
I mean, those are 3 premier quarterbacks.
Cumberland Valley defense has faced last week Chase Steele, Pribula tonight, and then they go on the road, I think, to Coatesville next week to face Ricky Ortega and those guys.
Now that's a 3 games. That's a 3-game stretch right there. They could potentially come out of this 0-3.
Man, when you put a schedule together and you're talking McDevitt, Central York on the road, and you're going to go to Ricky Ortega's house, boy, oh boy. I mean, it's like they're playing in the SEC. I mean, that's the only way to describe it.
But hey, you got to give credit to the athletic director for scheduling this.
Sure, I do.
And you know, just like Central York saying you got to play the best, you got to do the same thing if you're Cumberland Valley. And I think when they saw this game, they weren't seeing this. They remember the 35-0. Of course, you knew Central York was not going to be that team. They ended the season pretty decent last year. You knew they weren't going to be that. They weren't going to be that, but they are exceptional.
Plessinger somehow got out of it. Boy, there's a lot of fight in him still yet. Crossing the 40-yard line, throwing it downfield to be incomplete. And, man, I still give Cumberland Valley a lot of credit. I am not by any means pointing a finger at calling this team 0-3. Anything can happen in high school football. But we know what we see out of Coatesville. We know what they did just last week to Harrisburg. And then I want to take another step, guys, and talk about the Commonwealth division that Cumberland Valley plays in. State College is loaded. They got to play State College. Carlisle Athletic. Yeah. Harrisburg tonight put in on Reading. I mean, whew. This is, man, you got to be a man at a teenage age. You got to be a man when you're playing the Commonwealth. I mean, no doubt about it. Pass is complete across the well. It's going to be incomplete and knocked down. Good defensive play.
Very good defense. I mean, that's what you do. You stay after it. Brendan Harris on a defensive secondary stays after it and gets a good play.
One thing I agree with you guys is, as a player, if I'm a player for Cumberland Valley, man, I'm loving to look at a schedule like that. I know Jerome will attest with me, man. Like, you love to sign up and you see a type of schedule like that, because you're playing the best. You want to be the best, guys.
That's right. Well, now on the road next week, Central York will go to Hempfield, and that's never a shabby Lancaster matchup either. York-Lancaster matchup. Pass is complete. Now it's Logan Ramper on the catch.
And then some updated scores. Middletown is up 22-6 on Northern. CD East, again, they're paced in Lower Dauphin 49-0. Big Laville is losing to Still High 39-13. Gettysburg has come back on Bishop McDevitt. They're down 34-28 now. Wow. So they really came back. Harrisburg is just really putting it on Reading. 68-9 is what Harrisburg is doing, and you know they're angry about last week. Bermudian Springs 13, Boiling Springs 12, Redlands 7, East Pennsboro 0, Big Springs 34, James Buchanan 0, Greencastle Anthem 42, coming off of that loss to Chambersburg to 7 against Camp Hill. And again, just games across the area. Milton Hershey School, we still haven't gotten an updated score from that. So we'll see if we can get anything from that. We'll get a chance to put that out there as well.
And what was your last update on the Milton Hershey Susquehanna game?
It was still 0-0, but that was in the first quarter, so there was no updates that I have at the moment.
Well, thank you, Jerome, on all the scores, just keeping you up on all the high school football action across the mid-state. Central York 31-14, a lot to cheer. Next week they'll go on the road against Hempfield, and as we said, Cumberland Valley has Coatesville on the road. We'll be at Bishop McDevitt. We'll have Bishop McDevitt in Middletown. We're real excited about that game. That's going to be a heck of a matchup.
Yes.
Really fun one. And probably the premier game of the mid-state week. I wish we could go on campus and do something a week ahead of time just to talk about that one. Plessinger over the middle, all it's incomplete. He had an intended receiver with Stone Hoffman, and boy, he was wide open. They're looking to punch one in here late.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you got to get one in. The minute 28 is chances are you're going to lose this game. You want to still put points on the board, give yourself a shot at an opportunity. And again, that was right in the hands, right in the breadbasket. Plessinger delivering some good balls to 84. That's Stone. Hoffman, and he has to come down with that play.
Plessinger back to pass. Over the top, and Huffman almost had it. It's going to be picked off. Cornelius left side. He just kind of sit back there. 4 turnovers.
Yeah. And that's the story. It's a flip from last year. Last year's game, we saw it the other way around, where Central York was able, they got turned over 3 times in interceptions alone. And today you're seeing a different story. It's flip-flop, where Cumberland Valley just struggled with turnovers all game long.
Well, this team's now going to go 2-0 on their season. Cumberland Valley, at this point, it looks like they're going to go, as you see, 0-2 with Coatesville coming up next week. Now, coming up at the end of the game, we have our giant post-game report. We'll feature the Pizza Hut play of the game. We're going to discuss the Hoffman Ford player of the game, and it's Cade Perbrula, he had just a absolutely big night, and we see what Delaware saw in him. Man, he was slinging that thing tonight. 66-yard hookup. He also found his brother Bo Perbrula on a few. He had a 66-yard hookup to Taylor Wright's Wall, who's only a sophomore. They've got a lot of talent down here, and they got a lot of players back. Bo Perbrula is only a freshman.
And that's what you have. You want to build from year to year, and it looks like Central York has something special going. And sometimes when you get that swagger, and when you have that swagger, it just permeates throughout the entire school. And then you go on the field and you put it on a good production against a tough Cumberland Valley team. So again, this team has made a statement today saying that they want to be players.
Right.
They want everybody to know that they're in this as well. They can go and play the mid-pen and do their thing, and I'm sure they're thinking they can do the same thing in the York League as well.
31-14, and I know there's Josh Oswald. I know he feels good. It's like I said, both teams across the mid-state, across this area. 90-degree weather as soon as back to school started, and this was a hot week for football players, for track, for cross country, people like that working out year-round, field hockey players. But boy, tonight Central York did what they've been doing. Come away with an extremely effective win, 31-14. Last year, they avenged the 35-0 loss to Cumberland Valley here on ABC 27, and they brought a big show tonight in front of a big crowd that was enthusiastic from the start, and they'll come away with a 31-14 victory. We'll be right back, to wrap up our giant post-game report, our Pizza Hut play of the game, and our Hoffman Ford player of the game right after these messages.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Well, welcome back to our Giant post-game report. Todd McCall, Jerome Presley, and Archie Smith Jr. down the field. Central York comes away with a 31-14 victory in front of a very effective crowd. They go on the road next week to face Hempfield, and Cumberland Valley goes 0-2 on the season. They're going to play Coatesville on the road, and this is just an effective win by Central York. I mean, they didn't even get the ball until 3 minutes in the first quarter, but they did have a nice special teams pickup, an 82-yard return by Mason Myers that kept it 7-7, and then from that point on, I mean, they really dominated a good portion of this game.
Yeah, they did. I think the first half was a very good contest back and forth. I mean, the teams, they battled. Then the second half, things kind of took a little turn for Cumberland Valley, and the turnovers really hurt them. And they came at very bad times. We saw a Central York team that is as advertised. They're a good team. They have a good following, good crowd. They have a good sense of what's going on. And they have a hypeness about them. There's something special brewing here that they have going.
Well, let's go down to the field now. Standing by with our Hoffman Ford player of the game is Grace Grill. Grace here with Kate Perbula.
Kate, this is the first Central York team to beat Cumberland Valley. How does it feel?
It's great. It was a team win. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's always a tough game, and we have it marked on our schedule. They're going to do great in the Mid-Penn this year, and we're proud to beat them.
I'm going to go a little sentimental, so make this good for mom and dad watching at home. But what does it mean to be able to throw these TD passes to your brother and play with him on this field?
Well, it's one of the first times I'm actually on his team. Because in the backyard, we're always going against each other. We're always going at it. And it was special tonight to get my first touchdown pass to my brother against Cumberland Valley in a big win.
Now, a little birdie on the sideline told me that you were on record saying that he's better. What's the word?
He's going to be even better than me. I'm marking it here. He's going to be great.
All right, well, enjoy this win. Thanks, Cade. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Grace. And I mean, that's spoken like a big brother, a leader. I mean, he sees something in his brother, and that encouragement from your brother. Mm-hmm. Brothers lifting brothers, iron and sharpening iron, and that's what that sounds like. And first of all, one of the most humble young men we've had on the interview in a long time. The kid is a cowboy gunslinger. I mean, Archie, I was impressed from the get-go.
Just as like I say, roaming the sideline, thanking you guys for letting me have the ability and what you guys give me to do that, man. And I was able to watch these guys, man. He's down there the whole time. He is focused. He's not up jumping around. He's seeing that they had the lead. He's not, hey, guys. He's sitting down meditating the whole game, knowing that these guys had to finish this game.
He clicks offensively, Jerome. I mean, rhythm is so much of everything in sports. Rhythm's when you're talking basketball, if a shooter gets into a rhythm, quarterbacks, running backs get in a rhythm, but he found that rhythm. He got time. He hooked up 66 yards away from Taylor Wright's Rawls, but I felt like he was in rhythm from the get-go when he had the ball, and he's on a mission, and this team swaggered it right through this game.
I mean, it started out the game where he had to sit for a little bit until he can get in the game because of, Cumberland Valley held the ball so long in that first quarter. But when he did come into the game, he came in with a confidence. And that's the thing. When you have a very good quarterback, it makes everything else easier. He's dialed in. He's a leader. And he's very talented. So athletically, he's gifted.
Well, it's just a wonderful game. Century York 31-14. And we want to give a shout-out to our Vicar crew, but before we do that, we thank them from their cameras. They do this all the time, and they got our Pizza Hut play of the game. Right here, and good reason. 82 yards away, down 7-0. Mason Myers went untouched, took it to the house 82 yards away, and that tied the game 7-7, and that's our Pizza Hut play of the game.
And look at the caravan of players he had that walked him into the end zone. And that's what that's unselfish, man. You make sure you get your guy there. And they were directing him on where to go, hitting the blocks, and he did his part by just getting north-south, one cut north-south, and just an excellent return.
Well, we're going to be right back at it, Bishop McDevitt versus Middletown Friday, September the 7th. We're excited for that. Middletown has really put a lot into that new stadium, Archie Smith Jr. That matchup right there, man, we got to get hyped for that one right there.
Yeah, I will be, man. The gold helmets come out, and this is a good old little rivalry right here. I'll be down there. Like I said, man, it's a blessing to be a part of this crew right here. You guys, man, I love you guys to death.
Same here,
and we'll be back at it again next week, man.
Sure
and this is my first time, man, because I played on the dirt field down there in Middletown when I was coaching with the Susquehanna Indians. So, man, this will be the first time me being in the new stadium, and I'm hyped about it.
Yeah, we had a good one tonight.
And I'm excited about it as well. I think, as well as Middletown has done, this is going to be a statement game for them. This is big for them because they've played and done very well getting themselves to the state championship game with a loss. But playing Bishop McDevitt and a chance to knock them off in the season is going to be big.
Well, on behalf of Jerome Presley, Archie Smith Jr., Grace Grill, I'm Todd McCall, and the Invicta crew and our whole High School Sports Live crew. We had a great night tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Century York 31, Cumberland Valley 14. We'll see you next week. Stone, that's why he played defense. That's my buddy, Jerome Presley. 22, hard up the middle, touchdown out of parts. Cumberland Valley